I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode number 47. Next Gen Finals. I ran out of time on that last episode, and really a good thing as it was already running long. That last episode was quite long. Anyway, Martini King has made it through into the finals of the Next Gen Finals. And it's a rematch against Fruvertova, who kicked our butts in the group stage. 3-0 all-time head-to-head against us, losing in straight sets the first two times, and earlier in the group stage we did push it to 4 sets, but that's all we managed. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one. You can see based on her web, outside of a serve that's just good, she's elite in everything. Heavy favorites for this one. And as we're in the Next Gen Finals, of course, if you followed the last episode, you're up to date on this one. If you did not see the last episode, this one plays out very differently in the scoring. Games don't push into advantage and back and advantage and back, and you don't draw level here and there everywhere. It's you can have one deuce and the next point wins. Each set is to 4 games, and at 3-3 it's tiebreakers, and it's best of 5 sets in this shorter, quicker format. Aggressive play here early on, finally winning the point, and in a critical point here, critical stage, we find ourselves a chance to break her in this opening game and take that early lead. Oh, she turns around and makes a mistake too. We went just wide, she goes just long. Both correct calls and both very close, very tight. But it's break point. Big miss there though. This is the point that will decide. There will be no advantage. The point here will decide this game. Oh, that's just in. Here we go. Well played. Well played. You're on the front foot. Wow, that's a big miss. Very unforced, and we lose the game. Now we were on the return. All right, so it's not a devastating, huge deal. Nice one. Nice winner there. But that first set was feeling like, hey, you break, you could win that first set. 15-0. Ooh, king. Wait, did we get that call or not? We didn't get that call. That's... They're both touching the line. You'd say 50-50 because both balls are on the edge. But 50-50, one of those should have been called in. Neither one gets the call, and we find ourselves down 2 games. And we push it to a tiebreak. We would have won this set if we would have gotten the call, especially if we would have gotten both of those calls. We would have won that game and won the set 4-2. This is me grasping at straws, by the way. I know we're overmatched. We need help from the referee, and instead, the umpire, and instead they're giving her help. Preferential treatment for the big star. Thought that was going to land in 3-all. You know, we got a shot here. That was misplayed, though. We pulled her so far over. If we could have pushed that down the line, there was no way she was going to reach it. And then I don't reach that one. That didn't even have that much power on it. We in trouble.
Second service.
For this match, this is not what we're here for. We know we're overmatched. We know we're overmatched with Fruvertova. If you couldn't tell from the voice, from the mannerisms at the moment, I'm just, I know. I'm not playing with hope. I'm playing with pessimism because I know she's too good.
Out. 40,
Appreciate the mistake there, but ooh, 40-15 instead. Let's go.
30.
Staying alive. A little Bee Gees moment. But, yeah. There's the set. Let's might as well make it a match now, right? She already broke us on the first game. No, she didn't. She broke us on the second occasion. And now leads 3-1. And now it's match point. However, I entered this tournament with the hope, with the expectation of getting out of the group stage. And we got out of the group stage on a tiebreaker. And my expectation was to make the knockout stages. I expected to lose in the semis. We made the finals. We went further than expected. I know I was super pessimistic during that match, but she's too good. She's too good. And King is just not at that level yet. About 22K earned for that. You would think it would be more, but it really wasn't that big of a prize share for that tournament. Tennis Manager, it's a game I love, but it's also a love-hate relationship. It's a game that has come a long ways from when it first launched. It's still early days for this title compared to most Sports Manager titles. And visually, they've done a fantastic job. They've launched themselves ahead of the majority of Sports Manager titles in the industry. But it's still got a long ways to go. I think this year in particular, I've expressed some frustration along the way with this game. And of course, the game is built for the average consumer. It's built for the one who's going to step in and not change any settings and play the game how they mean for it to be played. So to take that and get out of that bell curve and get into the extreme difficulty and play the hardest setup possible, to find that it's not optimized, well, okay, I get it, and it's fine. And I'm sorry that I have expressed that frustration probably a bit too frequently within this series. A big part of me has wanted to give up on this game. And the lack of optimization for this difficulty level. I think a lot of games cater to the diehard player and are less approachable to the beginner. This one is way more approachable to the beginner and less approachable to the diehard player in its current state, in my opinion. I come in not as a diehard tennis fan. I'm a diehard sports management game player. The other aspects of the game, the facilities have turned out to be kind of useless in this gameplay. And the team members have done nothing in this series. It's been entirely about Martina King, and as much as I enjoy having Martina King in the squad and growing her from the youth till now, and yes, her being a key protagonist to the series is great, but it shouldn't be the be all end all of the series, and it has been. Therein lies, some of that frustration. We've taken the hard challenge, but we haven't really grown out of it, and that frustration has continued a little bit. I'm not going to give up on this series yet. That being said, and I'm not going to go into a long rant here. You've heard enough of that. But there is some frustration on my part with this game and the lack of refinement in the challenging difficulty sector of this game. They've got work to do. Next year, the year after, eventually they're going to get there, and this is going to be a fantastic title. Right now, it's a really good title that's just needs a little more work. We will continue with this series, but I am going to back off to twice a week. Noelle into the final of a Pro 100. Everybody else was out in the first couple of rounds. Noelle loses in the final in straight sets, but that's a good run for her as we enter the World Cup week. As we enter the World Cup week, here is the quarterfinal draws, and man, oh man, are you kidding me? All of the better teams are stacked in the top half of the bracket, including the United States. It's going to be incredibly tough. Hardest draw possible, really. Czech Republic, number 1, matched with Greece, and then France and the US, 2 top 5 nations in the other half of that bracket. And then the easier matchups, only 1 top 10 team out of the 4 in the bottom end, and number 7 in China. So Czech Republic, Vondrousova, Fruhvirtova, Noskova, 3 top 10 players, and all 5 in the top 27. Greece, 1 player in the top 75, Sakari. France, Efremova, 9th. It does drop off from there. Burrell, Gracheva, Boyson, and Jacquemot, all the way down to 130, 53, 61, 68 for the others in between. So, should be a winnable pairing. I mean, looking at us, 7, 12, 14, 15, and 30 for our group. Extremely capable of winning against France. Czech Republic is going to be crazy hard, though. Spain, not a single player in the top 25. Badosa, surprisingly, all the way down at 28. Masarova at 50, and the other 3 players outside of the top 75. For Russia, Andreeva is 8th. Samsonova is 18th. Everybody else is outside of the top 40, but all in the top 75. So Russia is definitely one of the dangerous ones down there. China, Shang, 4. Everybody else outside of the top 25, but 2 more in the top 35. Both of the Wang players, 31, 32. The other 2 just outside of the top 100. And Croatia, not a single player in the top 50. And Vekic at 54 is the only player in the top 100. And the others are outside of the top 300. How in the world has Croatia made it to the World Cup finals? And how are they ranked so high? They're going to be a very easy win. But outside of Russia, the bottom 4 are all quite beatable. France, despite their number 3 ranking, do look pretty beatable for us. Czech Republic is going to be tough to beat. And realistically, I think on paper, US definitely number 2. Training days are done. Team chemistry is excellent. Corey Goff up to 100% and excellent. And everybody was pretty fit. And doubles pairings have added a star. I'm going to play the long game. I think the semifinals is going to be the decisive moment. I'm going to save everybody, by the way, is super happy, great form, and at 100%. We are going to use Anisimova against France. Looking at this matchup, I think we've got a real chance. We've got a real shot at winning this one, even without the best roster that we can put forward. So Anisimova is going to get a chance. I think Martina King, I want to develop her doubles. We're going to save her for a doubles match. And maybe with Anisimova. And then singles, Kruger and Navarro. We're going to save Corey Goff for the semifinals and finals. Now, there's a good chance that there's going to be a split, that Efremova plays one of these singles matches and wins. But I think she's also beatable. She's absolutely beatable for a Kruger or a Navarro. So there's a chance that we're going to be 2-0. But I do feel like there's every opportunity that it could come down to the doubles match. But with King and Anisimova, I think you're going to beat any of the others. And if Efremova doesn't do the singles, then certainly we should already be 2-0. All right, there is our matchups that are poised for this one. It's weird how everybody else selects their doubles right away and you don't. Anyway, Efremova in the first one against Kruger. She'll be the slight favorite, 9 versus 12, but I think there's a good chance that that could go either way. Navarro should be a heavy favorite against Boysen. Boysen 68th in the rankings. So Navarro should be taking that one. So at least we should be split 1-1, if not already 2-0. Burrow, 53. Garacheva is 61. I do think that that lesser combination could do it. Kruger beat Efremova. No, US beat France. Only time they played head-to-head, 19-4 on the titles, yet they're ranked above us. Efremova, head-to-head, has beaten Kruger in the final. Not the French Open, right? No. Not Roland Garros. Super close match. We're going to simulate this. And it's a loss. Kruger has lost. She won the opening set 6-4, but loses 4-6, 4-6 in the second and third sets. Minus 12 on winners. And now we are up against it. I did fear that that could happen, but I feel like France is beatable otherwise. But now the pressure's on as we trail. Croatia beats China in the opener. Okay. All right. Navarro, Boysen have not played head-to-head. This should be a pretty comfortable win, but we'll find out if it ends up being that, and it is quite comfortable. Navarro 6-1, 6-1, and it is going to come down to the doubles. Do I feel we're in a dangerous enough position that I need to use Goff, or do I think that King? You know what? We're gonna put our fate in the hands of King and Anisimova. We already know that it's 68-53. Heavy favorites on that part, but will they play like it? We lost doubles against Russia. Greece splits with Czech Republic. Oh, could they find an upset? Wouldn't that be something? What is the Czech Republic pairing? Naskova and Machova is 10 and 23. Where the Greek pairing, Pavlo 148 and Gramatika Palu 166. That is a bit too long of a name right there. But Russia and Croatia are through. So Croatia with a huge upset over China. Incredibly weak roster. And yet somehow they have gotten through to the semifinals. Russia is going to be an easy favorite for the final. You can't lose. Can't lose to Russia. And all that cheating that goes on in that part of the country or that part of the world. Okay. We got work to do. Okay, affinity for the pairings, it's a 4-3, so we've got a little advantage there. We've definitely got an advantage in the rankings as well. Our titles count is quite a bit higher. All right, so everybody enters with good morale and good fitness. Looks like all 4 players are at 100% at this point, which makes sense. It's the first match of the week for anybody. And it's the opening game, and they are serving. Wow, and they're getting calls too on the outside edge of the line already. Ooh, hey, we just got one on the back edge of the line too. Yeah. All right. Green hat, that should be King as we lob and succeed. Even though I turned the lob way down. Looking good in our first service game. 40 love. Comfortable at the moment. Wow. Playing a little... I don't know, what do you call that in tennis? That like a little small ball game with the ball low on, where you're kind of just dipping it out of the surface or digging it out of the surface, and leads to winning the point. getting the ball into the net, not being able to get it up and over. And then we turn around and win that next one too, and looking like we could be in a position to break, to get an advantage, as these two are just going back and forth, slamming it harder and harder until finally the ball goes a little too hard and gets a little too much air and goes out, and it's break point. But we lob
30-40.
again. We've succeeded on a lob, which is an extreme rarity. Ooh, just get that in. And into the net. There you go. We do break them. It's 2-1. Nice. Nicely done there. Let's speed it up here in this first set just a little bit. This is just the quarterfinals, after all. But, of course, it's 1-1, and it's a decisive doubles. Now, the doubles are only played if necessary. So, we could have been a little more aggressive with our choice to try to get through without having to play 4 players. But I think realistically they had one strong player that was going to be difficult to beat. So, taking your time, saving your star, and we're up 5 games too, by the way, here in the set. And letting these two get the doubles match. And looking pretty comfortable at the moment as it's set point. And there it is.
Second set.
6-2 in that first set. Let's speed things up for now, at least for the first 4 games, and see what happens. We had a break point there momentarily, or at least came close to a break point, but couldn't get the break. It's now 2-2. Another chance on the break, but can't quite get that done. 3-3. Early without having to go to a third set. Tiebreaker. I think we've constantly had that edge that we should win this tiebreaker, but you never know. I mean, it's just a handful of points. And they certainly take the first one, and we lob them when we're not supposed to be lobbing.
Out.
That was poorly played.
Second service.
Not a good start to this tiebreak, losing the first couple points, but nice winner there for King. Just went straight on in there and slammed that down to the outside edge, and right, just like that. They've put a lot of balls in the net. That's really helped us out here. Their weakness at the net, as we show some weakness at the net, has helped us a lot.
Out.
Oh, come on. That was an easy winner right there, but pushed wide. Luckily, there's that net again coming to our aid. The net has been our friend in this one. And we trail 5-3. Could it be a third decisive set? It looks like it's going to be. We're right there.
Second set.
I have no idea how you missed that one. I think we're in a defensive position, right? But not deep. Nice. Staying alive here. Another set point, though. Oh, we're going to get there and stay. No, hit it long. Hit it long. So, we're equal on sets. Despite the domination, it's still going to come down to a
Out. 15 low.
tie-breaking third set. And we nearly get broken that first game. They picked up some momentum from that tiebreaker, but we break them in straight points and now go up 3 games, 1, 4 games, 1, 4 games, 2, 5 games, 2. We're on the verge. Can we break them in this game to seal it, or will we have to take service?
Love 30.
Another mistake. Another net ball.
Second
Love
set.
30. And we're going to get off.
15-30.
That's the first time I've seen us put it in the net.
Fold. Second service.
15-30.
30.
Opened up too much space. I needed King. Needed to
Second
shift
set.
over a little bit and close that gap. Nice in the
13,
gap there. And it's match point on the break.
Let. Fold. Second service.
That's a double fault in my eyes, but hey, you know where I stand on that. Oh, with the lob. Just pull it down. There you go. We got it. All right, Czech Republic has survived against Greece. No surprise. They had a huge advantage in their doubles, but they did the same thing we did. Now, the only difference could be that Korigov is totally fresh, and I'm hoping that they have played their better players. I didn't look at what their matchups were besides Naskova and Machova, but if their singles were Fruvertova and Vondrasova, Havlakova's the only one who wouldn't have played yet, and that could give us a chance. But 2, 7, 5, 12, 10, 14, 23, 15. I'm the game changer. 27, 30. 4 out of 5. They've got the better ranking in the head-to-head. And King, as we know, a little bit artificially inflated ranking in terms of the actual quality. Look, everybody's got the form. Everybody's happy. So they all have the same bonuses. We can assume that they are going to be in a similar state. So, no, King does not have some sort of extra, hey, no, but remember, she's got form. No, they all do. They all have it. So, reality is she's a 3.5-star player. And they're better. We're going to go with Goff and Navarro for the 2 singles matches, as Kruger is definitely carrying some fatigue. We'll see what we do about the doubles when it comes down to it, but it might be a Kruger and King type scenario with Anisimova sitting out. If it comes down to that, will we even get that chance? I think if you win the semis, you're definitely looking at a strong chance to win the finals. However, group stage, Russia did beat us, did they not? I think they did. Of course they did. Right? We came down to a tiebreaker, a 3-way tiebreaker, and it was because we lost to Russia. So, nothing guaranteed, but good on the U.S. to make the semis. They're now top 4 and top 4 ranking, and we are where we're supposed to be. Okay, well, something's not adding up here. Havlakova and Machova, 23 and 27 in the rankings, but Machova's going to do both for the doubles. That doesn't make sense. I'm kind of liking, though, that Vandersova and Fruvertova are both resting, and Noskova apparently are all resting. The 3 top 10 players are all going to rest for the finals. That gives us a real chance with Goff and Navarro to sweep. Maybe. I mean, it's not going to be easy. They're both top 30 players. We've beaten the Czech Republic twice. Like the U.S., Czech Republic has a lot of titles, 13 of them. 4-1 head-to-head. They've only played once this year, and Goff won somewhat comfortably. The one time that Machova won took 3 sets. Goff won in straight sets the other 4. And wins in straight sets here, 6-4, 6-4. And we're on the verge, 1 win away from the final. Navarro versus Havlakova. Navarro's won 2 out of 3, and it's been the same type scenario. Winner in straight sets, and the only time losing took the 3 sets, took the tie break. That was the only time they played this year, though. Are we into the final, or will it come down to doubles? We're in the final. We are in the final. Navarro wins in 3 sets. First time winning in 3 sets against Havlakova. +4 on the winners. Unforced errors was -8. That's what kept Havlakova in the match and kept it close. But the forced errors was a massive advantage of a +18. And only getting forced into errors 8 times total out of 171 points played is pretty dang wild. It's only 54%. Right? It's fairly tight for the match overall, but that's still a good plus 15 points. And so the rematch with Russia in the final is happening. Rematch of the group stage. They do have Andreeva and Samsonova, 2 very good players, and then it drops off from there. For that part, yes, we should be favorites, but Andreeva could very much get the job done, and I could really easily see this going split 1-1 and coming down to doubles. In terms of the fatigue side, Navarro is a bit more tired, so I think we're looking at a Goff and Kruger singles to try to get the job done without going to the doubles. King will definitely play in the doubles, guaranteed, especially as the most rested. But will I pick Navarro or Anisimova? Navarro's a bit tired, but I think you might take Navarro. The pick for Russia is Samsonova and Korneva. Samsonova is 18th in the rankings. Andreeva will not play in this finals match, which is crazy, but they probably abused her to get here, which is wild considering it was 2-0 and 2-0. They've played 4 matches in the last couple of days total. I'm guessing Andreeva played each of the 2 days with a huge matchup, a huge advantage over Croatia in particular. Really surprised that they would have wasted her in that match and not save her for the final, just knowing how the bracket was broken down and knowing that they were facing either us or the Czech Republic. Either way, the 2 best teams on paper. So this is looking good. Samsonova, if Goff can beat Samsonova, I would think Kruger should be beating Korneva. Korneva's ranked 60th. And then you're looking at a doubles of Samsonova and Korneva, who are going to be pretty dang tired if it comes down to it. So I think worst case scenario, we should see a split. Best case scenario, we don't even require the doubles. But in that worst case scenario of a split, which I suppose it's not really the worst case scenario, theoretically you can lose both and not even see doubles, but on paper, worst case scenario would be a split, right? That's kind of the worst thing you see happening, most likely, odds wise. But having those 2 come right back to play again on the same day for doubles is going to give us a pretty strong advantage, and for that, playing Kruger will not be a problem. Or not Kruger, Navarro. Having Navarro, who's a little tired, she'll be a lot fresher than those 2, and the strength of Navarro and King, 14, 15, you can target Korneva a lot as a weaker player. I think you've got a pretty healthy advantage if it does come down to doubles. Russia, that was the first time head-to-head, and Russia won. Team chemistry is good for both teams. It's 3-1 in the case of Goff. Here we go again. Okay, Goff won the first 3 matchups head-to-head, but it was the World Cup group stage finals that Samsonova, in straight sets, beat Corey Goff. Will Goff get her redemption? She does not. She does not. Samsonova has beaten Corey Goff again. The unexpected is almost expected at this point. In a must-win, Kruger must beat Korneva here. They've only played once, and it was a 3-set win for Kruger. Okay. Here we go. 6-4, 6-2, it's going to come down to doubles. Finances haven't changed at this stage, but apparently the earnings for the season show up as such, with a good amount of money that we should be bringing in, whatever our share of that is, right? Which should come down to the 13% and 50, 30%, whatever. Samsonova and Korneva, just a 3-star affinity and fatigue of both playing earlier in the day. And I've decided that it's going to be the redemption match for Corey Goff. She's going to play alongside Martina King for the World Cup Championship. So turning down the lob, one of our big keys for this match, and similar to what I did in the last few doubles matches, after discovering that it was just used way too much early on. But the other thing about the tactic here is that we are going to target Korneva. Big gap in the quality of Samsonova and Korneva. Korneva is fresher than Samsonova is, as they take the first game while serving. And Goff gets an ace right off the bat. Pretty obvious which player is which now with our pairings here, but Goff so strong early on, and it's already 30 love.
Second service.
Lots of power. Great serve right on the line, but let me lob. Like, why? Why do we lob? Why do you give the other team so much time? There, nice. 40 love. 100%, so fully fresh for this one. Definitely an advantage. But Goff and Samsonova seem to be in about the same place. This is just that redemption chance. But at 1 game all, ooh, tough call there, but she gets a good second serve in. Goff doesn't move. Goff does not move as King pulls a couple steps to the left, Goff needs to move one step to the left, right? You've got to work your space. You've got to play together and not just open a gap as we go and lob again. I freaking hate that. It's driving me nuts that you can't pull the lob out of the game. It's one thing to lob on occasion, but we just lob constantly. Neither team able to break the others, and it's looking like we could be headed for tiebreakers in this first set. Thought we messed that one up. Yes, nice. Okay, tiebreaker. Come on. Come on. Just wide. Just wide. First point's ours. Goff on the serve. Out. Second point's ours. Goff again on the serve. Oh, I get there, but I freaking lob. Constantly with the lob. It then gets them on the front foot and they score the point. If we win those 2 points, if we don't lob, right? It's 6-1 right now. But no, instead, we got lucky there. That was on the line. We got lucky there. That was on the line. We're up 5-4 though, and now serving. Goff serving the next couple points. That one's out. 6-4. Fault there. Correct call, but very close. We got lucky twice. We win the set. Yumps bailed us out, and Martina King lobs 4 times in the tiebreak and messes up all 4 of them. They get through, and then instantly, first point of the next set is another lob. We lost a game. We got broke, so we're down 4-5. We have to break this game, otherwise we're going to head to a third set. And King misplays that one. 15-all. Goff gets us on the front foot, but can we do anything with it? And they slam home a winner. 2 lobs on that point. Another lob. Another lob. I literally have it down to the lowest setting, and yet we still lob constantly. 4 games all on the verge of going up, 5 games 4, but neither team able to break. The serve is really giving the serve team the advantage. Mistake there from Goff, though. Pulls it wide. Nice winner from King. 5-4. Missing by a half an inch. Actually, it's probably more like an inch.
Love 15.
Love 15. The mistake there at 5-5. Speed it up a little bit. Nice winner from Goff. Oh no, that was King. King's on the right-hand side right now. Okay, we got the game. So it's 6-5. We've at least forced the tiebreaker. King lobbing again. And lobbing again. And then Goff messes it up. So we lose a point from the lob. Yet again, that's what's constantly putting us on the back foot, is the abuse of the lob. That one goes long. 30-40, trailing. Deuce. If we can take the next 2 points, it would be the match. And again, we lob at it, actually succeed. It's only the second time we've seen it succeed out of, what, 20 lobs that we've seen. And there's another lob, but that one you're kind of forced into. It's not by choice necessarily, as Goff slams that past our player, but hits it just a little bit wide. And then we lob again without force and give away the point right away. Now it's advantage, and it's the game point for them to send it to a tiebreaker, and we hit that wide, and it is a tiebreaker for the World Cup. Their lob doesn't punish them. Our lob just about does. That catches the line. First point. Nice, Goff. Well done on that one. We escape the lob. We've lost almost every single point in which we've lobbed, outside of the 2 that we actually saw succeed. The lob itself going behind the player. Why? So close to catching the line.
Out.
That's wide. 3-1.
Fault. Second set.
Come on, this should have been easier than this. Why have we had so much trouble with them? And again, 5-3. Team serving. Good first serve. Great point. 6-3. It's match point. It's World Cup point.
Game.
Oh, we got it. World Cup champs. World Cup champions. Yes. And we get a trophy for all five. All five did play. Anasimova played in the quarterfinal once. Otherwise was not used. Nice celebration. Love the dance choreograph. So, World Cup champions, all that is left now is to win some slams. Not as worried about the next gen finals. We won the junior finals. We've got a World Cup championship now. We won the junior World Cup. Yeah, really all that's left to do is win a Grand Slam. At this stage, that's probably when the series might come to an end, because there's not developing the academy otherwise is just not what it's supposed to be. But that's a great victory from the team. Happy with that one. The game has redeemed itself a little bit. More like I have redeemed this series a little bit. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.